Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our Spotlight series where we get to meet the incredible people behind the Nepal-US AI Hackathon and what drives them to support the community. That said, super excited because we have our one and only workshop lead slash seasoned tech professional slash currently the chair and instructor for computer programming certification at UCSC Silicon Valley Extension, Bineet Sharma, joining us today. Bineet, thank you so much for doing this.
Namaste. Thank you, Shreyas bhai. I think it's amazing thing what you guys are doing there. So I'm very happy to be part of the team.
Thank
Young
you so much.
young folks ma some old energy ल्याउनु पर्यो के है. So
We're
I'm very
trying our
excited.
best. So let's dive straight into it. And you start
Sure.
all the way in the beginning, eh?
Us.
Can you share a little bit about your journey? For example, where did it all begin and how did you end up where you are today?
Yeah, that's a long journey, but I'll try to make it short.
Okay.
Born and born in Nepal, of course, Tarai area. So farmer's son. So among many siblings, six more siblings. So I grew up as a farmer, and I'm still deep down a farmer. But again, science was something very interesting to me, especially math. So that led to the journey to come to Kathmandu to do 10 plus 2. And then I got somehow admitted in IIT Kharagpur, and uh, and
Wow.
then and then there I had a self-finance. Bua had to pay, so I didn't like that because my siblings were all studying. So I said, you know what? No, I got to get a scholarship. So I got full scholarship. I don't know you guys know or not. It's called Colombo Plan,
Wow.
and so this full ride, you can call it. So I got that, but I had to go to Indian School of Mines, which is now IIT also, to do mining engineering. So I wanted to do mining engineering also partly because I had one of our neighbor, I should say, and my sister's relative had come to the United States, by doing the mining from same university. So I said, you know what, if I get a chance in there, I'm going to go. I'll quit IIT and go there. And that's how I went there. Day one, I was planning, think about this is at 77, 78. From day one in ISM, I was getting ready to do TOEFL, GRE to come in here while I was doing my mining. Long story short, 85, I came in here to do mining. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, but that time the computer science was picking up. Okay. And my seniors, even my friends were switching to computer science. So I said, you know what? Let's get going in that bandwagon. Started taking some computer courses. In India or Nepal during that time, you could not switch your department that fast. Once you are stuck in one, you are stuck in one. But here I found, oh my God, I can switch to computer science. So I switched and did my master's in computer science in 90. Since then, in Silicon Valley, came here in 5, never looked back. And here I am. I can give you that journey a little bit more if you're interested, what happened in Silicon Valley after 95.
Yeah, let's actually debunk a little bit from when you got to Silicon Valley to you being the chair and instructor for UCSC.
Yeah. So, Silicon Valley is like this bug when it bites it is like, corporate ladder, right? Corporate ladder, but more entrepreneur journey also. People, as everybody like want to open a company, like like that. So I also went into that phase. Started in corporations, being a programmer, developer, manager, director, all those kind of things. But again, it also hit me, and then I started my own uh, company, co-founded something called on tick. It was a technical analysis tool for the stock market. It was a lot of fun
Wow.
doing that when E-Trade and all that didn't have those very nice tool. FinViz has a lot of good tools. We had started it, but 2008 hit when the market crashed, and we also crashed and burned. But I had teaching was a knack when I became the teaching assistant in Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, when I was doing mining and computer science. So I was a teaching assistant. So I started teaching and I loved teaching. I liked teaching. I said, whoa, I think I like it. So I got exposed to UC Berkeley Extension one time. I took one course in around 96. So I said, oh my God, so I can take one off classes just like that, go to any university and enroll. So it fascinated me. I immediately asked, how can I also do this kind of things? Start teaching, not only take classes. So the lady who was the first class I took it in UC Berkeley Extension was the advisor for them. And I said, oh, what a coincidence. Why don't you apply? And since then, I always taught one class in the evenings or like in weekend, even though I was in corporate, I always, taught. And what I found is very gratifying and it helps me learn a lot, like think about if you are in corporate, you are so like a how do I say that ghoda bansani, like you become a ghoda and you do one thing deep might be, but you lose everything, you don't know what's going on in the world. And but when you teach, you have to know all, you don't know which student, even see, teaching in Silicon Valley, which you don't know
Wow.
which student is coming from which company and all that, and then taking classes. So you got to be prepared. So that's my journey in here. So after 5, 7 years ago, I completely quit corporations and became a head of the department of one private university, computer science department. And then that was also too much, doing two things. I stopped that. I'm just with the UCSC extension now, being a chair. What happens in here is my job is to design the curriculum. So
Hmm.
if you know how the certification and extension work is, technology in the university, big university, what they teach is kind of a little bit behind the curriculum because it takes a long time. Now think about AI, how fast it's changing, and
Hmm.
companies need is here, universities output is here. So extension bridges the gap. So as an extension chair of the certification program, my job is so exciting is I got to know like what is the new technology, which is a shiny object against a real technology. Okay. For example, should I go behind crypto or I stay with the blockchain? Blockchain is, real technology, for example. So similarly, AI, should we adopt AI or should we wait for it or we will behind it? So that's my job, for example. So I am very excited. We adopted AI right away when it came out. Of course, it is 20, 30 years old. It has been there forever. But ChatGPT, when it came in September 22, it just everybody started knowing it, right? So yeah, we adapted it. I'm happy. I'm teaching AI also, AI tools for the office in university now, and I guide my instructors to adopt AI. I make module for my teachers. So it's very exciting that. That's my
Vinay,
job.
that is an amazing journey. I wish I can ask like more questions. I think we have to do a part two
No
eventually.
problem. No problem. Yeah.
But I do want to ask like two questions. And before even that, like so funny you mentioned Silicon Valley, Matsu, your startup culture, Costa Theo. The one time I visited Silicon Valley, I think I mentioned this. I went to this one restaurant with my friends, and the first person that came up to me and asked me a question was, "So, what startup do you work on?" But anyways, anyways,
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, if when I go to teach like 6:30 is the use of my classes. So I go to some, coffee shop or something, I start working. I know I like to go there. You know why? Because I can hear a lot of meetings are going on about the startups and the meeting, some interviews going on in the side and all that is so fun.
I know. So, okay, so let's actually get back on track. Ani, the two questions I want to ask. First of all, I'd say is since you've had like a 30-year long journey in tech, like what's
More than that.
more
Yeah.
than more than 30 years, like what's like one of the biggest accomplishments that you're very proud of?
You know, uh, my accomplishment is, cannot be measured in the millions or a company or something like that. But what I see is, my accomplishment is being able to teach, being able to come to the level of my students and impart my knowledge. Okay. And being a father of two daughters makes you humble more. I think they're more opens the eyes, and I can talk to any folks, like I call it, from beta to alpha to Gen Z to millennials, and baby boomers and all that. So that is what I see, is my journey's accomplishment. Be able to listen more. Being a teacher is a most important thing about the teacher who lectures is be able to listen more. Also, if I'm a good teacher, I got to be good listener. So that's my biggest thing. Say in Nepal, India, where our journey started, if you see a teacher, you have not even opened your mouth, to ask a question, teacher will answer you. And I was used to be like that because I knew what this student is going to ask. But I learned very quickly that no, 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 no. Keep quiet and listen properly, and then you'll get the depth of the question and then answer. So these are the accomplishments, I'll say.
So teaching is definitely a big part of it. What about looking back in your 30 plus year journey? A couple lessons that you learned throughout from then to now.
You know, Many lessons. If you give me context, I can tell you. The people. Most important is knowing about the people, learning about the people. And for young people, I can also say we all need to know that how to spot people who are like-minded,
Mm.
who will augment, who will give you positive energy to keep going, rather than which is the negative energy which will pull you down. Negative doesn't mean that somebody is pulling you down. Negative energy for your entrepreneurship, for your inspiration, for what you want to do. So that's something very important. And for me, and looking back, at times many things didn't happen right because I could not recognize that. Now I'm most happy because I think I can recognize it and run away from negatives and keep going towards the positive. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that personally too,
Yes.
advice say.
Run
So
away from negative. There's no reason, says why you should waste your time with the negatives. Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
So I was switching gears because that was a lot about your journey. We talked a little bit about your accomplishments. I'd say you talked quite a lot about teaching, right? And then we talked about the lessons that you mentioned, Bakare. So to switch gears, what made you say yes to being the workshop lead for the Nepal-US AI Hackathon, even though I feel like we know the answer?
Yeah. Uh, Okay. I can go 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to answer that question, but I'll be short. So one of the things being coming in here in 85, first time, and there are Daju, Kaka, and many of them came before me also. I find it's my responsibility, really, I really feel deep down it's our responsibility to be able to contribute to the society, our own society, be able to help out. So, we have done so many things. If you know about computer association, Nepal USA, we founded in 2007, became Global Nepali Professional Network now, and many organizations we participated, did, and all that. But you know, many of us could not make an impact, the one what we wanted. From deep down, I feel like there should be more impactful things, right? One of the example I can name it, TGND also. I think that's a good ideas in there. But when you came to, when I connected with you, I said, oh my God, that's the energy. That's what should be replicated, for example. Okay. What you're doing it right way. And everything from my past experience, what I think should be done. I have never met you, of course. You are in East Coast, I'm in West Coast, but I could see the energy. I could see, I talked with your Pragya Baini. So, I could see the team you are bringing, shows what you are. And the person who recommended you about
Oh,
you.
someone uncle.
Also, Sumanji is also very high on my list of, positive person. So, but more than that, it's not just because it's when I talk to you and all that, I see and all I learned about you, right? We had our own one-on-one, and then I learned about you, how you do it, what are the things I asked a lot of questions, how you handle that, right? So that shows that you are in right track. This is the recipe, could be franchised, could be taken to other people should follow through. It doesn't have to be money making or whatever, but idea is, this is the idea, this is the grand idea, and I want to be part of it. I don't want to be left out.
Okay, Bineet Sharma. I feel like for a second, so being that like this is, I felt like I was like, wait. Okay, started moving on from that,
No,
right?
no, no. I mean, that's the truth. That's the truth. I'm telling in front of you.
I was like,
You should not gloat from that perspective, but you should cherish that, and you should think it through, and then make sure you stay positive like that to give that positive vibe. Okay.
thank you so much, Vineet Dai. Now, from the for the participant side, right? There's almost 200 people participating in this event. So what would you love to see from the individuals or teams that participating in this?
You know, there's so many things people can learn, okay, from this kind of event. Again, remember I told you the most important part of being a teacher is listening. For people whoever coming, they should come with open-minded. Don't be judgmental when they're coming. If they're judgmental, they're not going to be creative. They're not going to be a problem solver. This is a hackathon.
Hmm.
Here, you got to be creative and you got to be problem solver, right? You cannot complain, I cannot do it, right? You got to find a way to solve it, right? And then you got to be creative. If you come with a prejudice, if you come with your persona of, tight knit, negative vibe, no. Come very open minded, come with the learning ideas, and and if you want to go in the problems, what kind of problem they can do. There are 1,001 problem. Just keep your mind open. Okay, boom. Right now this AI will give you a lot of ideas what you can do it right now, right? So so again, tell me what exact answer you want me to answer
Just
the
anything that
participant.
just anything that you would expect from them, but I think Australia answers it going while. What about like if we retweak the question a little bit? We can talk about one more thing because I think we missed out on this. Australia, but since you will be leading the workshop, what should the participants expect from you in the workshop? Not in details about the course, but just in general.
Yeah, so really, I I'm in the process of trying to see what workshop would look like for them, because I'm going to go through every participant's what they already know, or what they could need to
Mhm.
do better. So largely what I would do it is I'll give the whole bigger picture of things in AI, what's going on, right? And then talk about some of the tools they can use, some of the libraries, some of the models already up there, and what kind of application people have done in the past. So some of the examples of what can be done, very, very simple things for them to, just inspire them to think out of the box, just inspire
Mhm.
them to come up with their own ideas. Okay. That's the idea behind hackathon, right? You want to inspire them to think, be creative, and solve a problem. So this
Mhm.
hackathon, as I understand, is very open-ended, right? There is no, okay, this is the theme. There's AI theme, but there's not much of other things in there. So we want them to be very creative in any area they are passionate about. If they are passionate about that area, that's what they want to do. So for my job would be show them some of the tools what they could use it. Okay.
Perfect. And finally, since we will be having a lot of new hackers, meaning a lot of participants that's doing this for the first time in their life, what's one or a couple pieces of advice you'd give them that's watching this?
I would say wherever you are, do mini hackathon yourself. Do that, bring other folks, and you'll be surprised how rewarding it will be. Okay. You know, I am advisor sometimes in here, high school, eighth grader start these kind of things. Yes, eighth grader. And we have been judged for them. So, and in Nepali community and the Indian community and all that. So I would say that people should get going right away, start in their own area, whatever makes sense for them, and contribute. Not only you started, but contribute to others. If everybody becomes Shreyas, then what happens, right? People have to help Shreyas also, be part of Shreyas work, right? We don't want to be create many Shreyas.
Wow. So long story short, Vinidai, what I'm hearing is for all the new hackers, even though it might be a little nerve-wracking in the beginning, you should still keep pushing through and then do this multiple times because it's a big learning curve.
Oh my God. Yes, yes. And again, for all those who are doing first time, all those even season, one of the thing is keep your cool down, make don't be a nervous wreck, then you won't be creative. I say that take a little bit of coffee, not too much. And
Thank you so much.
of
This was
course, of course.
amazing. We're so happy to have you on board as the workshop lead and obviously all the other judges and mentors as well. And that said, for all the participants that's watching this, I hope you're a little less nervous and ready to go for this hackathon. More spotlights coming soon.
So I can tell, can I
Yeah,
tell one
one
thing?
last piece, one
Yeah.
last thing.
Okay, so what I wanted to say was if anybody wants to connect with me before even hackathon starts, knowing who am I, I'll be happy to answer their questions.
Perfect. And what I can do is I can link down beneath Dai's LinkedIn so you can connect with them.
Yes, 100%. And but tell me that you are using the hackathon. That I know who you are. I don't accept just like that.